Good morning. So glad you're here for our meditation. So, this morning's meditation was inspired by my beautiful, wonderful friend and business partner, Jessica. And she had requested that we do a crown chakra meditation. So, that is what we're going to do this morning together, if you're able to stay for it. And I found it particularly interesting that we are pent up inside. We do get to go outside, but we're mostly pent up because of coronavirus. And how fascinating that the Latin root for corona, that translated word, is for crown. So for us, my musings this morning were that right now we're getting a choice point. Do we want to put on the crown of the world, or do we want to put on our spiritual crown, clear the crown chakra, and yoke with something more divine than what we're used to or what we're readily able to see around us on earth? So I found it also really fascinating that folks that have had deeply spiritual experiences will talk of crossing over to this other realm. And, if their deity is Jesus or if it's something else, they'll talk about a deep feeling of love, a deep feeling of peace, a unity, a kinship. They might have an experience where they're all seated at the same table, similar to the Knights of the Round Table. Everyone's equal there. And there is a feeling, an abiding feeling of we, a deep sense of unity rather than I, singularity. And I think that might be a really interesting thing to carry with us for the next forever, roughly. I think it's also really fascinating that we've been able to see this mirrored back to us in some of the more beautiful moments that humanity is showing us. We've certainly seen people adopting a more we-based approach to life than that singular, just me, or just these four and no more. Plenty of people are willing to share some toilet paper if you run out. So, this is a crown chakra meditation. If you're unfamiliar with the crown chakra, it's this chakra way up here at the top of your head. When I say chakra, it just is related to the energy system of the body. If you believe it, cool. If you don't believe it, that's cool too. But we are going to focus on opening up the crown, opening ourselves to our creative force. So for you, a higher power might be God, it might be Jesus, it might be spirit, it might be the universe. Maybe you don't believe in a higher essence, but even on the humanistic level, we have a prefrontal cortex that's really fancy and evolved. Not all animals get that. And we have an amygdala that formed first. We can think about that as being evolved, not evolved, lizard, human. So even that is one of our options. If you don't align with a higher power, you can still go to something more like that, a different kind of template. So we'll start our meditation, and if you're comfortable, go ahead and close the eyes. And if you're not comfortable, go ahead and get comfortable. Let the shoulders sink and soften. Let your belly relax as if you were a cow in a pasture, nice and soft. And as we calm our bodies, and as we calm our minds, allow the body to down-regulate. Calming and slowing. And we can see that mirrored as we calm the breath and slow the breath. Inhaling deeply into the belly. Savoring your exhale, long and slow. We'll take a couple more of these deep belly breaths. And our crown chakra is the place on us that we would activate by saying things such as, I am pure. And so now a lot of us being into our 30s or maybe even more mature than that might have a difficult time seeing our own purity. So my alternative to you is to use a mirror. Use some of the other people in your life, maybe a child you know or a baby. Find something in your life that you deem to be pure. And if you have something like that, maybe a memory floats to mind. It can be a memory of your own purity or of somebody else's purity. Allow that memory to come forward. And drink in that feeling of purity. I can see evidence of my purity reflected back to me. I am certain that purity exists. I have seen it. Sipping in another long, slow breath. I am able to see purity. I have seen purity, and I know it exists. There is a part of me that has remained pure. I am connected. There is a source that is bigger and broader than me, and that infinite source has plenty of space for me too. I am connected. I can see evidence of how energy works when I reflect on purity and my heart feels better. Sipping in a long, slow breath. There is a part of me that will always be pure. There is a part of me that's beyond this world and therefore cannot be damaged by this world. There is a part of me that can remain pure. Because energy is fluid, it is possible that I am connected to a higher essence. It is possible. My higher essence, as I understand it, always has a space for me. And I am able to feel joyful and free. I hereby release any fears that have kept me feeling separate. I hereby release any fears that have kept me feeling separate. I hereby release any illusions that I have ever been disconnected. And I hereby release any beliefs that I have been unworthy of staying connected to my source. Because I know that there is a part of me far beyond the body that could never be separate. And if you'd like to take your hands on your body, I hereby claim sovereignty for myself and my community. I hereby claim the power to choose which crown I wear, and I claim that choice for myself and my community. And I hereby claim that it is possible for me to stay connected to my divine source. That energetic part of me can never be disconnected. And my friends, if you'd like to join me, we'll place the palms together. Option to take your hands into your chest and bow your neck, acknowledging your beautiful body, your brilliant mind, and your radiant spirit, that part of you that can never be disconnected. I love you so very much. I love our time together, and I'll see you soon.